You're listening to the Yin and Yang Show, a marketing and sales conversation providing strategic and tactical advice about inbound sales and marketing. And now, here are your hosts, Lindsay Kelly and Brian Signorelli.
So hey, good morning. Thank you for joining us again on our podcast, the Yin and Yang Show. We are doing something totally cool and new. So if you're watching the video, you're going to laugh because we have two videos going. And one is on Facebook Live, which has been a huge challenge, I guess you could say, for us. I'm going to try to re-angle myself. There we go, just a little bit. And it's very exciting to be able to share on multi-platforms. So for those of you who don't know, who are joining us today on Facebook Live, I'm Lindsay Kelly with Prospect Builder.
And I'm Brian Signorelli with HubSpot.
Hey! And so we do a podcast every week on sales and marketing and the whole inbound and sales methodology. We just kind of go back and forth and have great topics and a lot of fun. And, so those of you who have joined and they're like, what are you talking about? Talking about sales and marketing. So today on the podcast, we were supposed to have our good friend Erin, but I did not give her enough time to actually put it on her calendar. So, she does have an agency to run. So we were going to talk about workflows and segmentations, and then how that would work with sequences inside of HubSpot. And she's going to join us next week. She's really excited about it. She's she's a fellow vertical person. So she works primarily with franchises, and we work primarily with office technology, my little agency. And Brian, you get to work with everybody. So
yeah, I work with a broad swath of people. Mostly marketing agencies and sales consultants. But HubSpot in general as a company works with a wide range of industries, business sizes, mostly businesses under 1,000 employees, but certainly some that are larger than that as well. We sell sales and marketing software to small and mid-sized businesses globally.
Sweet. And we use that software for our clients. So this is a perfect yin and yang marriage. So anyway, today we're going to be talking a little bit about account-based marketing. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, there's a definition that HubSpot put out that kind of captures what it really is. And Brian's going to be able to speak very, very well to this. I'm relatively new to it, but it's a strategic approach to business marketing in which an organization considers and communicates with individual prospects or customer accounts as markets of one. Okay, so explain what that really means.
Yeah, so it basically just means you're doing really personalized one-to-one marketing. Right. So generally speaking, marketing, casts a really wide net, sees who it can pull in. The message isn't, historically, the message isn't very personalized necessarily. It might be personalized to a broad persona or type of person or broad business challenge. But account-based marketing it's a difference between me doing marketing to types of businesses like Prospect Builder and doing marketing specifically to Lindsay Kelly at Prospect Builder. That's the main difference, is that it's literally individualized marketing and prospecting and selling, as opposed to kind of just casting generally speaking a wider net, where in ABM you know the individuals, or you're supposed to know the individuals that you're actually going after, and deeply tailoring your marketing campaigns and messages to them.
Okay, and there's also a component that I've learned about, that you're not only targeting me at Prospect Builder, Lindsay, as the president, you're actually also targeting perhaps Bryant Duhan, my VP of Content Strategy. And now he may have different things that resonate with him when it comes to what his needs are. And, as a writer, what would HubSpot send to him versus as an owner, what would HubSpot send to me? So, right. But it's account-based. But he's literally trying to infiltrate all the different portions of my company. So then he might even go to John Pulley, who is our VP of sales, and say, okay, well, look what I can do for you from a sales perspective. Bryant, look what I can do for you from a marketing perspective. And I'm getting different messages saying, look at what your people could enjoy if that's that's in a nutshell.
That's right. Yeah.
How I see it.
Yeah, one of the core tenets of ABM is that it's it's designed generally speaking for kind of whale hunting or large account hunting, right? So you in a most traditional sense of ABM, you're targeting minimum of 5 and generally max 50 accounts at a time, and that's traditional account-based marketing. You can certainly go beyond that and go over that. But it's anywhere generally from 5 to 50 accounts. They're 5 to 50 accounts. They're generally very high value accounts. Again, enterprise level selling, we're talking 6, 7, 8, 9-figure deals at a minimum here. And one of the core tenets of doing ABM is exactly what we talked about, Lindsay, just in a different way, which is that you're doing a lot of cross-sell, upsell, and retention, which justifies this deeply tailored one-to-one marketing. And the reality that you might start with one individual, but the reality is that there are going to be many different influencers and probably many different buyers of multiple products and services at the company. So it's not just about landing the account, it's about growing that account over time, again, to justify what is often a fairly significant upfront investment on a per company basis to do ABM well.
And I think, Brian, that's a good point. It's very expensive, but at the same time, you have to also bear in mind it takes time. Again, there is a time factor here before you're going to start to see results, and it's months, it's not weeks, and sometimes it's even longer than that. And in breaking it down, and some of the different pieces of content that I was reading before we started talking was, you have to have a strategy for each stage of your sales process. You have to plan this out so that you're giving them the right stuff at the right time that's relevant to them, even though it's a little going against the grain of inbound marketing, which is what flows through my veins. There are ways that you can take elements of inbound and infuse it into account-based marketing. So one of the ways that I know we've looked at working with our folks, because we work with folks who are more in like the 20 million, up to 100 million. We have some that are more like $10 million companies. And so they're only working with a sales team of, 10 to 50. And so they're not, their whales are in their area because they're all geographically located. So basically what they're doing is they're going out and saying, okay, what are my top 25? And everybody has a different terminology for it. You're calling them whales. But basically what they're doing is they're going out and they're saying, who do I want to get into? What's the strategy I'm going to use to get this whale? This is one whale. This is the president at this whale company. I feel funny talking about whales, but I keep thinking of real whales. But but it's really about sitting down and planning this out. This isn't a let me throw some content out, slap it up against the wall and see if it works. No, this is go back through, look at the content that has been performing for you, and then take that content and figure out if there's a place in the sales process when you're going after this particular whale, and put it into a documented process, like put it down on paper or electronically, however it is. Right. So are there other ways that you've seen it done?
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of, at a higher level, the way that I think about, the relation to, back to inbound marketing, a lot of ABM proponents will talk about this, that basically, ABM and inbound are mirror image funnels of each other. So what I mean, or, what they mean by that is in inbound marketing, you're generally casting a wide net. You're then narrowing that down, seeing who kind of like comes through that filter, who you're attracting in, right? Then ultimately winning accounts based off of that. Right. ABM is different insofar as that it usually starts by identifying a very, very small audience. Again, 5 to 50 accounts at the most. And then you're actually, the reason the pyramid or the pyramid is growing at that point is because you might start with those 5 or 50 accounts and 1 or 2 individuals within them. But the idea is you're going to be engaging, from that first 1 or 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10 people, right? So you're growing that, engaging more broadly within those accounts. And then ultimately the pyramid's very wide at the bottom because in general, these accounts are supposed to be, in theory, when this is all done well or done the right way, these are designed to be very large accounts relative to the number of accounts coming in. So the concepts are basically identical. It's just that the kind of order in which you go about them or the results